Fighting games don't typically sit at the absolute top of the gaming echelon when it comes to active player bases. Everyone knows about games like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, but you never really see them pulling even close to the same numbers as some of the fattest gaming titans. And this got me thinking, what do fighting games do so differently that makes so many people out there so hesitant to play them? Well, I possess the answer to that question as well as a solution that I am very fucking excited about, so stick around to the end. And to begin, we gotta talk about the core of fighting games, which brings us to 1v1s. They're scary. Being put in a cage match with one other person is pretty scary, and for a lot of people, just not very fun. Even if you compile up all the common reasons people say they don't like fighting games, a lot of the time you could trace it back to this overarching problem. Fighting games take too long to learn. Well, that wouldn't be an issue if you obviously wanted to play the game. So what's stopping you from creating that want or wanting to in the first place? Another one would be they're just too difficult. Well, every game is difficult when you're first starting out. You and I both know that. So what makes these games in particular seem so difficult for you? And a lot of the time you'll hear, I just can't stand losing. They piss me the fuck off. Well, losing isn't fun in any game. What makes fighting games in particular so infuriating? I can almost guarantee that every gripe and every conclusion you've ever... I punched the fuck out of my mic. I can almost guarantee that every gripe and every conclusion you've ever drawn about fighting games that leads you to believe that they aren't for you can be traced back to one simple thing. You hate 1v1s. In a fighting game, there's no one to blame for your losses except for yourself. Every mistake and misfortune you face is by your own doing, and whoever wins each match you play is the better player most of the time. Fighting games can appear like they take a long time to learn because it's just you. You are the only person who can elevate your play in these games. You can't be carried by teammates. They can't win rounds for you. There's no one to depend on when the announcer says go. This format is straight up punishing. It is the reason you feel so bad about yourself every time you lose and why the game seems so difficult. And any other gripes you have with fighting games can all be traced back to the simple fact that you probably just hate 1v1s, which you can also find especially true if you think for a sec and realize you don't have similar complaints about other games where you're on a team. Because fighting games don't possess some sort of special aura that literally makes them harder to learn or take longer to learn than other games. The format is the variable that's changing and making you feel this way towards the genre. And you cannot control how you feel, and I'm not actually here to change that. The rest of this video is not going to be me giving you 1,000 reasons why you should feel the need to challenge your own opinions on a genre. If you don't like fighting games, that is an opinion that you have formed. But what if things were different? What if it didn't take very long to learn and you could just hop on and have fun? What if the weight of difficulty that you feel was lifted from your shoulders and you could just play the game? What if you found yourself not being hurt by the sting of defeat anymore because you're no longer going at it alone? What if fighting games aren't for you, but this is? Contrary to what some people might think, I don't even play that many fighting games, but Guilty Gear Strive, I certainly fucking do. And that game has just introduced a brand new mode called Team of 3. And before you think it's just some lame shit like, oh, there's 6 people on the screen, you play as a team, and he's gonna be like, oh my god, dude, we're on a team now, it doesn't suck to lose anymore. Cease, my child, and listen. This mode plays virtually nothing like the default game. Dare I say this is barely even a fighting game. This shit crazy. Let's quickly make sense of all of this filling your screen so it doesn't look like a jumbled bag of fucking Skittles. You have your main man up to bat who's actually playing, and you got your other 2 goons currently serving as assists who can call assists and also use items, almost all of which are very fucking strong actually. The main player and also one of your assist boys can also request a tag, and if the tag is accepted, then both players will swap roles and temporarily fight on screen at the same time. Oh my god, it's so fucking cool. So if you ever see moments like this happening, fight back! Fight back! Where it just looks like utter chaos and destruction, well, that's because it is. It's the result of players calling assists, using items, or tagging at the same time, and it's fucking hilarious. Because of these new mechanics, this new mode plays virtually nothing like the base game. And before you start to think this is just some dumb casual mode, oh, Togo's trying to sell me on a stupid, dumb baby casual mode for babies where there's a bunch of pretty colors on the screen, no one knows what's going on, you're just hitting buttons. Blah. No, it looks chaotic, but part of what makes this mode so amazing is making sense of the chaotic shit that's happening. This mode is simultaneously a hyper-casual fuck fest that you could just hop on with your friends. Can I say fuck fest on YouTube? Yeah, probably censor that. This mode is simultaneously a hyper-casual fest that you could just hop on with zero practice, while also being a mode that actually has a lot of depth and strategy to it that you and your team can start implementing. Like this. Timing your assists, using different items for different scenarios, finding opportunities to use the tag feature to beat the ever-living fuck out of your opponent. It's a very fun and familiar feeling, actually, to be on a team with your friends and trying to come up with different things you could do to win. And it feels very rewarding in that regard. Oh, and I should probably mention, fighting games have had these 3v3 type modes forever now. I've only ever really played the one that's featured in a game called Dragon Ball FighterZ. And while that mode is a blast, it just kind of feels like 3 simultaneous 1v1s happening at the same time. It doesn't really feel like you're on a team per se. In Strive's new mode, you are a collective unit. You win and lose together. This ain't Smash doubles. It ain't a traditional 3v3 mode. Nah, this is team of 3. You are the team and the team is together. And I'm kind of really about to reach for this transition I'm about to use, but one of my only complaints about this mode is that some people's routers are held together with glue. It's an open beta. I cut them a lot of slack, but I still have a very small list of complaints. Some matches lag, like really fucking badly. When it works, it really works. When it doesn't work, I ult F4 out of the match because I'm not dealing with a fucking penguin connecting from Antarctica. In my experience, matches are either silky smooth or a Google slideshow presentation via tin can on a string. There is no in between. Also, after playing the game mode for the first time, I thought I'd actually have a whole dedicated section in this video talking about how I think it's too chaotic, but after playing for a while, I began to realize, like I said earlier, part of what makes the game mode so fun is making sense of the chaos. And slowly learning how to not freak the fuck out and die is hilarious and a big part of what makes it so fun. All other complaints I have with the mode are small kinks. Whoa, Bubbo. Have mercy. Which will all of which will almost definitely be ironed out with the full release of the mode, because again, this was just an open beta test. I'm talking slightly tone down how fast the assists recharge, definitely add an outline to whoever the main player is, because sometimes it's really hard to tell who is actually playing. Make that little green bar that shows up above your head when you've tagged with another player that counts down when you're about to head out of the game show up on enemy players' heads as well as your own teammates. And maybe add a little side mode where there isn't any items. I'd like to see how that plays. And then it's perfect, because all the other basic necessities that the mode needs to become fully fledged have already been confirmed, because you can see them on the menu. So I humbly ask upon ye, loyal viewer, dost thou gaze upon the funny team-based mode and think, nah bitch, I ain't playing that jump? Or does this new information raise an eyebrow of interest? You can't control how you feel, only how honest you are with yourself. Does it look fun to you? I bet it does. Seriously though, I think this mode goes much farther than just some dumb little casual party mode that you play from time to time. No, I think these serve as actually a vital gateway for those who think that fighting games aren't for them, and I think every fighting game should have something like it. In fact, that's literally what one of the head developers said was their main goal when it came to developing this mode. I mean, just listen to this real quick.
シングルゲームをしっかりプレイしていないと遊べないモードではないんです。なので、もともと格闘ゲームが苦手な人にこそ進めたいゲームデザインとなっています。でこれはどういうことかというと、格闘ゲームってやっぱりちょっと友達を誘いづらいんですね。友達に勧めることはできても、友達と一緒に1対1の格闘ゲームを楽しむって結構いろんな問題があります。でこのモードはこのシングル格闘ゲームをプレイしてなくても楽しめることを目標として作っているので、友達を誘って友達とすぐに一緒に楽しめるように、したいと考えて、最後の制作を進めている状態です。
Dude's a fucking genius, that's what he is. With this mode, you don't have to worry about the big skill differentials among your friends anymore. The mode is piss baby easy to just pick up and start playing, while still possessing all the thrill that fighting games have. It's just now without all the turmoil. Fuck! And most importantly, it's just fucking fun at the end of the day. Playing with your friends is some of the most fun you can have in any game genre. Playing against your friends can be problematic and sort of weird for a lot of people. This mode solves that plus so much more. So please, just set aside your grievances for one attempt when it comes back to try the mode just to see if you like it. And you just might find that fighting games aren't for you, but this mode is. Long outros tend to draw attention on YouTube, so I'm going to talk really fast. Like and sub. I stream a lot. Discord server good. Comment if this mode looks fun or not, or your thoughts if you ended up trying it. Heavenly Pop Bus outro. Anyway, later.